Students, in this video we are going to discuss about various communication on internet. So as you all know, there are various ways to communicate online. So most of the common ways to communicate online are emailing, chatting, video conferencing, forums, social networking, and online groups, voice over internet protocol. There are various ways to communicate through online. So as first we'll come to one, let's discuss one by one. First let's discuss about email, that is electronic mail. Okay, so with the technological advancement happening in recent days, so there are new ideas for communication are researched and developed. So earlier when you used to send information from one part of the place to the other part, so you have to send letters. It will take days to reach from one place to another. So now with advancement of technology, with email, you can send or receive personal and business text messages with attachments, pictures, audios and videos, software programs also very fast and efficiently within a fraction of a second from one part of the world to the other part, right? So these are all sent through attachments. So what are the prerequisites for emailing is required? What are the requirements for an email, to send an email? So we need an internet connection, right, which was provided by internet service provider to send or receive email, and we need an email account. Okay, that means email address or mail address or email ID we see. Okay, it is registered from the email service provider website. So you have to choose which email service provider's website you want to choose and create your email ID. There are n number of email service providers available. So the very common of them are Yahoo, Google, Hotmail, Rediffmail, or okay. So how your email ID will look like? It will be with the username, at symbol, then the domain name, then the top level domain. You must be aware of it. For example, mini@yahoo.com or yahoo.co.in. Okay, your email ID will look like this for a Yahoo mail. If it is Gmail or Google Mail, we say Gmail. Same, you have a username, then at symbol, then the email service provider's domain name, then the top level domains. Okay, so your email ID will look like that. Okay, let's see one by one how to create an email ID, how to log in into email ID, how to compose an email. So what are the options available? What are the ways to send an email? So all this we will see one by one. So here we are going to create an email account through a Yahoo email service provider. So you can, as you all know, to create an email account, so we can create any number of email IDs. Okay, so however, no two email IDs should be identical. Okay, so you can create any number of emails from any number of email service providers website. So you can have a Yahoo email ID, you can have a Hotmail ID also, you can have a Gmail ID also, and you can have a Rediffmail also. So first we have to follow this step. First, what you need to create an email account, first you need to connect to the internet. Okay, your computer should be, or any smartphone which you are using, it should be connected to the internet. So here I am using Wi-Fi, so it is showing me the Wi-Fi symbol. If your internet is not connected, it will show you a cross symbol. Okay, if your connection is there but it is not active, so it will show you an exclamatory mark near that. Okay, if you are using a broadband connection or any other connection, it will show you a small thin line. If you see in your phone for signal, it will show you lines from small to big. So that way it will show you over here. In this case I'm using Wi-Fi, it is showing me the Wi-Fi. This is the Wi-Fi symbol, that is wireless fidelity. Okay, here I'm opening a browser. You can open any of the browsers. It can be Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, or Chrome. Here I'm opening Google Chrome. Okay, so now you have to open the particular email service provider's website in which you are going to create your email ID. Here I am going to create a Yahoo mail. So I am clicking on the yahoo.com, www.yahoo.com. So here, if you already have an email with you, you can just sign in. It will open you the sign in page. So if you have an email account, you can just enter the user ID and password, and you can go to the email ID and you can create. If you wanted to create a new account, so you have to click on this create account option. Okay, so here see, you have to enter your first name, the address you wanted, then the phone number, and your birthdays, day, month, day and year, and gender. If you have male or female, it is optional. So if you continue, it will ask you further more questions, like first it will ask you the name, and you have to pick a Yahoo ID, and it will match it with any of your other emails which it has. Okay, so for example, I am just typing one email over here. It will ask me, so I want to use the current email, so it will, if I give, so it is saying, see, Yahoo account already exists with this email, so you have to choose some other name. Okay, so I can use this because it is not available in yahoo.com. So I can use this as my user ID. Then I have to type a password which should be strong. Strong means what? It can have uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and also some numbers and some special characters like underscore symbol or at symbol can be used. Then you have to enter the valid phone number and the birthday gender. So it will ask some more questions. Okay, it will ask you to type the country, language, mobile phone number, and alternate email ID. Why you need to enter this alternate email ID? Because if in case you forgot the email ID, or if you wanted to recover this particular email ID, for that to recover that we need the alternate email ID. Okay, this way you have to create your email ID. Now go back. So I'm just clicking on the signing in option. Okay, I'll just write my email ID. Okay, and I will enter my password here. Can you see it is not visible because it is encrypted? Your password will not be visible for anybody. So if you say show password, it will show you your password. Okay, click on the next button. So here you have entered your login, you have logged into your Yahoo ID. Just click on this mail, it will open you the mailbox here. Can you see this is my mail ID? It is asking me to choose a theme over here, so you can choose any of the theme for your email, and you can click on done option. So your email will look like this. So now you have to, if you to read an email, you have to click on the inbox and click on the email. It will open you the email. You can just read it over here. If you wanted to reply for an email, so you have to go to the end of this place like this, reply and forward. Okay, so if you have received the email from multiple people, if you want to reply everybody, you can reply from selecting the reply all option. So there is a difference between reply and forward. Replying is giving answer for the particular mail. Forwarding is what? Forwarding the same email to some other person. Okay, next comes some other folders we see. Okay, what is this? Drafts, sent, contacts, calendar, and signing out. Let's see one by one. What is this drafts called? If I create any email, so if I wanted to create any email, I have to go to the compose button. So what is this? To send a new email to somebody, so I have to go to the compose button. So I have three options. What is that? We have to, which is compulsory to send an email. One is to address you need. You have to send the enter the subject and the content of the email, and send button you have to click finally. So these are the three mandatory fields. So for example, if I wanted to send any email to the person, I will have to enter the email address first, and then the subject, okay, and the content over here. If I have any attachment, I can attach it. It is not compulsory. It is mandatory to address, subject, and then content. If I have to attach any file, like it can be a document, it can be any PDF document or any other pictures or any video, audio, it should be less than 25 MB. It will not accept more than 25 MB. It differs from email service providers. Okay. So what are the next options? Okay, we have we can send GIF file or any emojis or link. You can edit the data, like you can format your text also. So bold, italic, underline, you can change the color, size, you can insert numbering, bulleting, all these things in your message. Okay, next comes various options here, CC and BCC. There are two. This is the optional options. If you want it, you can use it. If I wanted to send an email, copy of this email to some other person, for example, I am saying original email is to for A. I want to send the same copy to B also. Now this is CC is carbon copy. Okay, so A knows you have sent the email to B. B also knows the mail is for A. If I am putting another person, that is in BCC. Okay, so now it is a blind carbon copy. A and B doesn't know that a copy of this mail has been sent to C also, but C knows the mail has been sent to A and B. Okay, it will be useful in business mails and all. Okay, next comes compose. After sending this message, it will be saved in the sent folder. That means all sent emails will be sent to sent folder. If it is not sent, only composed, it will be saved in the drafts folder. Okay, so this unread message, that means which is in the inbox, but it is not read, it will be in the unread. It will show only the unread messages. Starred messages, whichever is important, you will be staring it, and it will be stored in the starred messages. So you can keep it in separate folder for the important mails, and you can see it whenever you require. Next comes spam folder. It will show you, it will have the email which is being sent to you in a with a bad intention. We can say junk mail or spam mail. Next comes contacts and calendars. See this contacts button and calendar button. It will show you, it will all the contacts with whoever sent mail to you and whichever person you have sent mail, all these contacts will be saved in the contacts folder, and the calendar will show, as by the name indicates, it will show you the calendar. You can keep the reminder in the calendar to create any event, or if you wanted to keep a reminder so to send an email, all this will be stored in the contacts. Finally, after reading your emails, after making an important emails in STAD, okay, after sending the email, you can finally, you have to sign out from your email account. It is very important to sign out from your email account when you are using, when you are opening your email ID in some other place other than your computer or other than the devices which is at home. It is very important to sign out. Otherwise, anybody can come and sit and open your email ID and work on. Okay, you should not share your password with anybody. Whenever you are opening your email outside, you have to sign out and come out. Okay, children. So where the sign out option will be? See, can you see the name of the email which created? You can see the sign out option. If you wanted to add more Yahoo IDs, you can add with this add or manage accounts in your computer or in your any other devices. So next will be chatting. So what does this chatting means? As you all aware of, chatting is what you can keep in touch with your friends and share your interest with your friends, or you can chat online, okay, through email, right? So internet brings all type of people together. Chatting is a service available on the internet that allows people to communicate online with each other. It is of two types, it is of many types: text chat, voice chat and video chat. It is of two types: chat rooms and messengers. What is this chat room and messenger? What is the difference between these two? Okay, what is chat room? So it will have list of names. Okay, in a chat room, you can, anybody can go and join. There will be a box to type and send your messages that will be displayed to the people in the room. Even you can give the personal messages also. Okay, not only personal messages, you can give emojis to show your expression, smileys. There are small icons called smileys which you can send to give some human expressions also. Okay, so this, what this chat rooms will do, it will bring the some of the common interest people to chat together. So you need not give your actual identity over there. Anybody can come with common interest, can discuss and chat over there, group chat or the personal chat. What is this messenger? So it is also a tool through which you can chat with people whose email IDs or phone numbers are known to you. There are many websites, many messengers available. They are most popular are Google Talk, Facebook Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, MSN, Hotmail Messenger. There are so many. One more popular is WhatsApp. What is the difference between Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp Messenger? So Facebook Messenger or a Google Talk or a Yahoo Messenger, you need to know the person's email ID. For a WhatsApp Messenger, you need to know the other person's phone number. You can form a group over there, like friends group, family group or other type of group with common interest of people. So that is also possible through messengers. Okay, but you should be very careful. It gives you a lot of fun, but you should not sit for chatting for long time, long hours, long night hours. You should not sit in front of your computer and chat, or on in front of your mobile and chat. And you should be careful, and you should avoid long chats and also avoid chatting with strangers. It may be dangerous also. Next comes video conferencing. So you must have aware of this. So in the chatting, what we were talking about? We were talking about text chat, we were audio chat and video chat. That is video call, we can say. Okay, what is the difference between video conferencing and video call? Video call is from one to one with an individual. Okay, but video conferencing is so many people will be sitting in a room and you will be watching the other set of people. Most probably it was for a business meeting. They will have a conference. Okay, so it is also one of the internet service through which we can make the video call so that you can see and hear the other person at the other end and vice versa. Okay, so you have to use the right software to get a good video conference. It also requires relevant hardware devices. Okay, what are the things you require? You require a web camera, you require a smartphone, you require a microphone, speakers and computer network, that is the internet. Everything should be correctly installed. and you need a big projector, speakers to hear other persons. Okay, if you are doing a video call, you need a headset or and then handset, and to communicate with each other, and good internet connection also. Okay, so next comes forums. Okay, so it is a place where users post questions or comments. Okay, other than other users reply for your post, and for an online, it is like an online discussion. They'll frame a thread over here. For example, you are posting a question related to any of the subject, so that will form a thread or a page, we say. Okay, that will become a discussion thread or online discussion page, we say. So somebody would have posted the question. If some interested people who know about that particular topic, they will give comments or suggestions for you for the question you have posted in the discussion forums. Okay, so we name it in different ways. Example, see forums, we can say forums, bulletin boards, discussion boards or discussion groups, etc. Right. Next comes online groups. So by forming an internet group, you can pull all those things together and create a shared place where you and your people, friends and family, or even strangers can share who share a particular interest can exchange messages, photographs, chats and arrange meetings. For example, in Facebook, in social networking websites, Facebook, anybody can post a message, right? And Twitter. So you will see the people, social networking websites, there are many, Insta, for Facebook, Twitter, everything. And also we have Windows Live groups, Google groups and Yahoo groups, in which common interest people will come and join and discuss with others. It can be of any topic. It can be of any subject based topic, any of any other politics or any international topics also can be discussed through this groups. Next comes voice over IP. It is a term used to describe a voice conversation that takes place over an internet connection instead of a phone line. So what is that? So through Skype you can not only connect with the people online, you can also connect with their phone numbers. If the other person doesn't have internet connection, only you have an internet connection, you have Skype connection also. Okay, but you have to contact that person without internet, so you can contact to the his phone number also, or you can contact with the person who has internet connection with the Skype ID. These are two ways. So the business organization use VoIP programs in place of a traditional phone line. Okay, so VoIP is what? Voice over internet protocol. So VoIP calls can also be made over a computer, usually with a USB headset or handset. So example of this software is Skype. One of the software, very popular software to do VoIP calls are Skype. Okay children, let's meet in the next video with a new chapter. Thank you.